Hello and welcome back to Sleepy Geographer channel. I am so glad you've chosen to join me on this first step of our journey downward. To begin, find a comfortable position and let the day's concerns drift away like bubbles rising to a distant surface. You have nothing to do but listen and rest. Tonight, we leave the sun behind and sink into the first layer of the deep, a place known as the twilight zone. Beneath the sun-danced waves and the turbulent winds, the ocean settles. The bright, busy world of the surface gives way to a deepening blue. With every meter we descend, the light softens, the noise of the world fades, and the water grows cooler and still. We are sinking now down past 200 meters, down to where the sun's rays become no more than a memory, a faint, scattered glow. This is the mesopelagic zone, the twilight gateway, a world of permanent, peaceful blue twilight. Here the pressure begins to build, not as a crush, but as a deep, silent embrace. It is a gentle weight, a blanket of the entire ocean above you, holding you, supporting you. The water here is not the warm turquoise of tropical postcards, but a deep, rich, endless sapphire. It is the most constant blue you can imagine, a color that soothes the eyes and quietens the mind. In this twilight, shapes are softened, edges are blurred, and the world seems to be dreaming. Most of the sunlight is gone, but just enough remains to create a world without sharp shadows. It is a place of perpetual dusk, like the most tranquil evening you can remember, stretched into eternity. There is no day here and no night. Only this soft blue gloom. If you were floating here, you would not know if it was dawn or noon or midnight on the world above. Time becomes fluid, meaningless. The only rhythm is the slow, slow beat of your own heart, matching the gentle pulse of the deep. In this serene half-light, life has learned to move with a quiet grace. The frantic rush of the surface has no place here. Creatures drift rather than dart. They hover rather than hustle. Many of the fish here are a delicate silver or a deep reddish brown. In the blue light, red appears black, making them into gentle ghosts, fading into the shadows. They are built for energy conservation, for a life of patient waiting. Their muscles are soft, their movements economical. They are the essence of stillness, and yet this is not a world of complete darkness. This is where the first, quiet magic of the deep begins. This is the realm of living light, bioluminescence. As we sink deeper into this twilight, you might begin to see them. Tiny fleeting sparks in the blue. A brief greenish glow from a jellyfish pulsing by. A constellation of blue dots along the side of a drifting shrimp. These are not harsh lights. They are soft like distant stars seen through a haze or the embers of a forgotten fire. These lights are a language, a silent, shimmering communication. A small fish might flash to startle a predator, creating a momentary distraction before fading back into the blue. A siphonophore might trail a long, glowing line, a delicate fishing rod in the vastness. These are the first words in the ocean's silent, luminous poetry. They are signals in the gloom saying, "I am here," or "stay away," or "follow me." It is a conversation written in light, spoken only in the twilight. The pressure here is now significant, but the creatures of the twilight do not fight it. They are perfectly adapted. They have no rigid swim bladders full of air to be crushed. Instead, they are filled with light, watery oils or soft compressible tissues. They yield to the pressure just as you yield to the weight of your blankets as you drift towards sleep. They become one with the deep, allowing it to hold them, to support them. They are citizens of the pressure, and they move within its embrace with a fluid, effortless ease. From this twilight zone, you can look up and see the surface world as a distant, shimmering ceiling. The sun is a blurred, wavering coin, its light filtered and softened by hundreds of meters of water. It looks like a dream of the sun, a memory from another life. And you can look down, into the vast black emptiness of the midnight zone below. This twilight layer is a gateway, a gentle transition between two worlds, a peaceful blue anteroom to the true deep. So, as we pause here in this eternal dusk, let your mind mimic the creatures of the twilight. Let your thoughts drift, not dart. Let them be soft and slow. Feel the gentle, imagined pressure of the deep water around you, not as a burden, but as a comfort, a quiet embrace that holds you and tells you that you are safe. The blue gloom is all around you now, soothing your senses, calming your spirit. The faint, occasional spark of a distant bioluminescent creature is like a gentle reminder to breathe, to let go, to sink just a little deeper into rest. This is only the beginning of our journey, but for now rest here in the tranquil blue twilight. There is no need to go deeper just yet. Simply float here in the peaceful permanent dusk of the ocean's gateway. And if you're still awake, we can drift a little deeper in the next chapter. But if not, that's perfectly okay. Just rest. In our last chapter, we rested in the gentle twilight, a world of soft shadows and constant dusk. Now we will drift a little deeper into that gloom and witness its most beautiful secret. So let your breathing settle into a slow, even rhythm. Let your body feel weightless, suspended in the dark water, because we are about to explore the first silent sparks, the earliest gentle glimmers of bioluminescence, the sea's own language of light. In the immense blackness of the deep sea, the sun is a forgotten dream. It offers no warmth, no guidance, no comfort, and so life here had to create its own. Over millions of years, it learned to kindle its own gentle stars. This is not the harsh electric light of human cities. This is a living light, a cold, soft, magical light born from a simple, quiet chemical reaction inside the bodies of creatures. It begins with a molecule called luciferin and an enzyme called luciferase. When they meet in the presence of oxygen, they create a spark of light without any heat, a cold fire, a silent sun born and extinguished in an instant within the skin of a jellyfish or the tentacle of a squid or the tiny body of a copepod. It is a quiet miracle happening again and again in the perpetual night. This living light is not used for haste or for panic. It is a language of patience, a tool for a life lived slowly. In a world where sight is almost useless, where sound travels in odd ways, light becomes the perfect whisper. It is a private signal in a vast, empty theatre, a way to speak without making a sound. Imagine you are a small, lonely fish in this endless blue. You flash a specific pattern from the photophores, the tiny light organs, along your side. It is a call into the void. Is anyone there? And from the darkness, another set of lights flickers back in the same rhythm. A conversation has happened, a connection made in a universe of liquid space. No sound was uttered. It was a dialogue written in fleeting, glowing embers. Other times, the light is a shield. A sudden, brilliant flash right in the face of a predator can be a startling, blinding defense. For a moment, the hunter is confused, its night vision ruined. And in that moment of luminous surprise, the smaller creature vanishes, its light fading as it flees back into the safety of the dark. It is a magical distraction, a disappearing act made of light. Some creatures use light not as a shout, but as a disguise. This is called counter-illumination. Many fish and squid have photophores on their bellies. From below, against the faint, fading light from the surface, a predator would see them as a dark silhouette. But by matching their belly light to the color and intensity of the surface light far above, they erase their own shadow. They become invisible. They blend into the ceiling of their world, not with color, but with carefully mimicked light. It is the most peaceful form of hiding, a gentle act of becoming one with the gloom. The most patient hunters use light as a lure. The anglerfish is the most famous, with its glowing esker dangling like a fishing rod before its mouth. But think of it not as a monstrous trick, but as the ultimate patience. The fish itself remains still, barely breathing, for hours. Its light, a product of symbiotic bacteria that live within its flesh, glows with a soft, enticing pulse. It is a beacon of false hope in the dark, a single glowing porch light on an endless street, waiting for a visitor to come to it.
The hunter does not chase.
It simply waits and lets its light do the work, and sometimes the light is used for sheer, silent beauty. The siphonophore, a creature that is not a single animal but a floating colony, can trail long, glowing tendrils that sparkle like a string of blue fairy lights. It is a drifting chandelier in the abyss, a slow-moving constellation with no purpose but to exist and to glow. It is a reminder that beauty does not need a reason. It can simply be, for its own sake, in the dark. As you drift here, imagine these tiny, silent sparks all around you. A galaxy not above you, but suspended in the water with you.
A gentle pulse of blue here, a fleeting green streak there.
A cloud of shimmering particles stirred up by a slow-moving fin. It is a light show that has been playing for aeons, with no one to watch it but the creatures themselves. It is the ocean's own silent firework display, celebrating the quiet mystery of the deep. Your mind can now let go of words. Imagine your thoughts beginning to mimic this gentle light. Each worry, each thought from the day can become a soft, blue spark in the darkness of your mind. Watch it glow for a moment, beautiful and silent, and then just as gently let it fade away. No sound, no heat, just a quiet ember dissolving back into the peaceful black. You are surrounded by this silent, sparkling conversation. A language you don't need to understand, only feel. Let the rhythm of these slow, biological pulses calm your own heart. Let the cool blue light soothe your mind. There is no need for the sun here. The deep has created its own gentle stars, and for tonight, they are here to light your way into dreams. And if you are still awake, we will soon discover the largest migration on Earth, a journey that happens in silence every single day and night. But if you feel yourself fading, that's perfectly fine. Just rest here, cradled by the dark and watched over by the ocean's first silent sparks. Sleep well. In our last chapter, we watched the silent sparks of bioluminescence, a private language of light in the dark. But now we will witness a different kind of deep-sea magic, not of light, but of motion, a slow, vast, and silent pulse that beats in the heart of the ocean every single day. So let yourself sink a little deeper into rest and let your breathing become slow and even. Because we are about to follow the story of the planet's largest, slowest, and most silent daily movement of life, the daily vertical migration. As the sun begins to set in the world above, a signal is sent through the twilight zone. It is not a sound, not a vibration, but a subtle fading of the light. The blue gloom of the mesopelagic deepens, shifting from sapphire to indigo, and finally to a velvet black. And as this darkness falls, something stirs. Trillions upon trillions of creatures begin to move. This is not a frantic scramble. It is a slow, deliberate, and immense rising. Billions of tiny copepods, like microscopic shrimp, begin their ascent. Swarms of krill, like great living clouds, drift upward. Jellyfish pulse gently towards the surface. Lanternfish, with their rows of tiny photophores, swim steadily upwards in vast, silent schools. They are leaving the relative safety of the deep twilight and journeying toward the open, dangerous, but food-rich surface waters. This is the largest migration on planet Earth, and it happens in utter silence every single night. Imagine the scale. The number of creatures moving is greater than all the wildebeest of the Serengeti, all the birds in the skies, all the butterflies in their seasonal journeys combined. yet it creates no roar, no thunder of hooves. It is a slow-motion tide of life, rising hundreds of meters, a journey that takes hours. From the perspective of a single krill, it is an epic voyage. From the perspective of the ocean, it is a single, slow-drawn breath. They travel upwards through the dark water column, a great, living curtain rising towards the stars they cannot see. Their motivation is a quiet ancient hunger. In the sunlit surface waters, microscopic plants, phytoplankton, have spent the day multiplying. For the migrating animals, this is a field of plenty, a banquet laid out under the cover of darkness. They rise to feed, to graze in this invisible pasture, under the protection of the night. And as they rise, predators follow. Sperm whales, their enormous bodies descending, listen with their powerful sonar for the dense schools of squid. Hatchetfish, with their slender silver bodies, rise from below to hunt the krill. The entire water column becomes a layered slow-motion dance of hunter and hunted, all conducted in near-total silence. It is a vast, coordinated ballet with no conductor, only the ancient rhythm of life and the setting sun. For a few short hours, the upper ocean teems with this hidden life. The surface world, which seemed empty and still from a boat during the day, is now alive with a secret, bustling metropolis just below the waves. Yet we on land are almost entirely unaware. It is the ocean's private nocturnal ritual, but this gathering cannot last. As the first hints of dawn begin to blush the eastern sky, another signal is sent filtering down through the water. The faintest increase in light, a warning of the coming sun. And just as slowly and deliberately as they rose, the trillions of creatures begin their descent. The great living curtain sinks back down. The krill, the copepods, the jellyfish, the lanternfish all turn and swim back into the deep, blue twilight. They retreat from the light, seeking the safety and obscurity of the mesopelagic zone. The surface waters, which were so full of life moments before, become still again. The predators, their hunger sated or their opportunity lost, also drift back to their deeper haunts. The dance is over. The ocean's great, drawn breath is exhaled. By the time the sun has fully risen over a calm blue sea, the greatest migration on Earth has vanished without a trace. It leaves no mark on the surface, no path, no sound. It is a ghostly procession that completes itself every 24 hours, a timeless,
rhythmic pulse that has likely beat this way for hundreds of millions of years. As you rest here tonight,
you can imagine this slow, tidal rhythm in the world's oceans. While you settled into your bed, trillions of creatures were beginning their slow ascent. As you now drift towards sleep, they are feeding in the dark waters. And as you finally fall into deep rest, they will be beginning their gentle sink back into the abyss. Let your own mind mimic this rhythm. Feel your thoughts rising, like the gentle krill, from the busy surface of your day, and then feel them slowly, peacefully sinking back down, sinking away from the light of consciousness into the safe, dark, quiet depths of sleep. There is no need to hurry. The journey is slow and silent and deep. You are part of a planetary rhythm, a slow, vertical drift into rest. And if you are still listening, we will soon encounter the ethereal, pulsing drift of the jellyfish. But if you are not, that is perfectly fine. Just let yourself sink like the lanternfish returning home, down into the welcoming dark. We have witnessed the silent sparks of light and the great tidal migration of life. But now, we will meet a creature that does not rush, does not hunt with ferocity, and knows no struggle. A creature that is the very embodiment of peaceful surrender to the ocean's currents. So, let your body feel completely weightless, as if you are suspended in the stillest water. Let your muscles release their final remnants of tension, because we are now in the realm of the jellyfish, the ethereal beings that drift forever. In the deep blue twilight, a shape materializes. It is not so much a swimmer as a living cloud, a delicate gelatinous bell pulsing with a slow, rhythmic grace. This is a jellyfish, perhaps one like the graceful Medusa, whose very name evokes a timeless, mythical serenity. It has no heart to beat in a frantic panic, no brain to spin with anxious thoughts, no bones to be weighed down. It is almost entirely water, a conscious sea within the sea, moving with a profound and ancient peace. Watch it now, as it approaches. Its movement is a gentle, pulsating contraction. The bell opens, draws in water, and then softly closes, pushing it out behind.
This is not a stroke meant for speed.
It is a slow-motion beat, a biological meditation, a pulse that propels it not with purpose, but with a quiet, inherent rhythm. It is the ocean's heartbeat made visible. For every gentle beat of its bell, you can feel your own breath, slowing, deepening, matching its timeless tempo. Its tentacles trail behind it, not as weapons, but as soft, flowing veils. They can be meters long, yet they hang with a weightless elegance, like silk in a slow-moving breeze. These are not limbs of aggression, but of passive waiting. They drift, and in their drifting they occasionally brush against a tiny, unsuspecting morsel. The contact is gentle, almost a caress, before a nearly invisible sting delivers a quiet, instantaneous peace. There is no chase,
No violence.
only a soft, accepting embrace of what the current brings its way. Many of these deep-sea jellies are transparent. They are living glass, revealing the water within and around them. When you look at one, you see through it to the dark blue world beyond. They are fleeting sculptures, their form barely more substantial than a thought. They remind us that the most beautiful things are often those that do not impose, that have no sharp edges, that are content to be almost nothing at all. They are visions of fragility and resilience, existing without force, and in the darkness, some of them glow. Their bioluminescence is not a flash, but a soft, internal radiance. A gentle, pulsing light that seems to come from the very core of their being. It is a cool blue or green glow that illuminates their ghostly forms from within.
As they pulse, they light up, then fade, then light up again.
They are living lanterns carrying their own quiet light on their endless journey, a slow-motion blink in the vast, dark theatre of the deep. This creature has no destination.
It does not navigate.
It does not seek shelter from a storm, for the deep knows no storms. It simply yields to the current. It is carried by the great, slow rivers of the ocean, a passenger on a journey that has no beginning and no end. To drift forever is its only purpose. It is a testament to a life of pure being, not doing. A life of acceptance, of going where the great forces of the world take you, without resistance. As you watch this jellyfish drift past you, its gentle pulse begins to sync with your own body. Feel your heartbeat becoming that soft, regular contraction. Feel your breath becoming that slow, drawn-in and released current. Imagine your thoughts becoming like its trailing tentacles, releasing, lengthening, letting go of any tiny worries they might have caught, allowing them to dissolve back into the peaceful dark. You too can drift like this now. There is no need to fight the current of sleep. There is no need to navigate your thoughts. You can be like the jellyfish, yielding to the gentle, inevitable pull of rest. Let the ocean of your mind carry you. Feel yourself becoming weightless, transparent, peaceful. Your body is mostly water, and now it can return to that state of fluid, effortless grace. The jellyfish has been drifting for over 500 million years. It has seen the oceans change, continents shift, and species come and go. And through it all, it has never lost its rhythm. It has never started to hurry. It holds the deep, quiet wisdom of surrender. A wisdom that knows true strength lies not in fighting the current, but in moving with it. So, As you rest, become the jellyfish. Let your bell pulse softly with your breath. Let your tentacles of thought trail away into nothingness. You are drifting now, not in a bed, but in the warm, dark, supportive waters of the deep sea. There is no up, no down, only a gentle, eternal drift. And if you are still awake, we will soon discover the creatures of glass, the transparent ghosts of the midwater. But if you have already begun your own endless drift, that is perfect. Just pulse and breathe and let go. The current will take you now. Sleep well. We have floated with the pulsing jellyfish, learning the rhythm of surrender. Now, we will meet beings even more elusive, whose very strategy for survival is to become almost nothing at all. So, let your mind become clear and your thoughts grow quiet. Let the last of the day's clutter dissolve away, because we are now entering the realm of the transparent, the tranquil existence of the creatures of glass. In the twilight zone, where light is scarce and predators loom from every direction, the best way to remain safe is to disappear. But how do you hide in an open ocean with nowhere to shelter? The answer, found by countless creatures here, is a beautiful, simple one. Become invisible. Become a living pane of glass, a fleeting, see-through ghost. The first you might see is the glass squid. It drifts not like a solid creature, but like a thought given form. Its body is a gelatinous, transparent mantle through which you can see the faint, shadowy outlines of its internal organs. Its only visible features are its eyes, two dark, polished spheres that float within its clear head like tiny, suspended marbles. They are the only anchor points, the only proof that this is a living being and not just a trick of the light. The rest of it is water and whispers. It moves with a gentle, fluid grace. Its fins pulse softly, like the ears of a ghostly rabbit, propelling it with barely a ripple. It can hang motionless in the water column, a perfectly clear sculpture, invisible to any eyes looking up from below or down from above. To hunt, it might extend two long, transparent tentacles, themselves nearly invisible, to gently ensnare a tiny, unsuspecting copepod. The entire act is one of silent, effortless precision. Then, there is the glass octopus,
one of the most mystical creatures of the deep.
Its body is a transparent, gelatinous bell, and its arms are long, clear streamers, each lined with nearly invisible suckers. When it moves, it is a slow, balletic unfolding. It seems to pour itself through the water, a liquid spirit, its form constantly shifting and reforming. It is less an animal and more a manifestation of the ocean itself, a conscious current, an intelligent piece of the deep. The transparency of these creatures is not a single, simple trick. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering. The tissues lack pigments. Their muscles are arranged in thin, orderly fibers that scatter very little light. They are living crystal, evolved to let the deep blue light of their world pass directly through them, leaving no shadow, no silhouette, no trace of their presence. They have achieved the ultimate camouflage, becoming one with the medium they live in. For us, looking on, their existence is a lesson in quietness. They make no loud declarations. They do not boast bright colors. They do not fight with tooth and claw. They survive through subtlety, through stillness, through the profound peace of non-resistance. They are the ocean's secret keepers. Their lives a testament to the power of letting go, of color, of solidity,
of the need to be seen. As you imagine these glass squids and octopuses,
feel a similar transparency washing over you. Feel your own body beginning to lose its solid weight. Imagine the boundaries of your skin softening, becoming less defined, until you too are a clear, gelatinous form, floating in the supportive salt water. Your worries and thoughts are like the faint, internal organs of the glass squid, visible, perhaps, but softened, muted and held within a larger, tranquil clarity. Let the light of consciousness pass through you, just as the deep blue light passes through the glass octopus. There is nothing to block it, nothing to resist it. Thoughts and sensations may come, but they do not stick. They simply drift through your clear, quiet mind and continue on their way, leaving no mark, no disturbance. You are a vessel of peace, a being of calm water. In this state of transparency, you are safe. You are hidden from the predators of the day, the anxieties, the to-do lists, the noise. They look for solid shapes to latch onto, for bright, busy minds to chase, but they cannot find you here. You have become a creature of glass, invisible to all that would disturb your peace, drifting in a world of soft blue light. These beings are fleeting. They are delicate. A glass squid, if brought to the surface, would lose its form, its beautiful structure collapsing. They are creatures of the permanent pressure, the constant chill, the eternal dusk. They remind us that the most beautiful forms of life are often the most fragile, and that their existence is a quiet,
precious miracle in the vast, dark sea. So as you rest tonight,
embrace your inner transparency. Let your physical self dissolve into the mattress, supported and weightless. Let your mental self become clear, like a calm, still ocean.
you are a ghost in the water, a peaceful, conscious nothingness.
Drifting without effort, without struggle, without a single, solid thought to define you. And if you are still awake, we will soon feel the increasing weight of the deep, the crushing pressure that is not a threat, but an embrace. But if you have already become transparent, if you have already faded into the peaceful blue, that is perfect. Just continue to drift clear and quiet into the depths of your dreams. Sleep well. We have drifted with the glass squid, learning the art of transparency. But now, as we sink further, we leave the twilight zone behind. The last hints of blue fade to black, and we begin to feel a new sensation, a profound, all-encompassing weight. So, let go of any last tension. Let your body feel heavy and supported, because we are about to learn how life exists not in spite of the crushing pressure, but by embracing it.
This is the weight of 1,000 atmospheres. The pressure here is immense.
For every 10 meters we descend, the weight of the entire atmosphere above us increases. Here, in the midnight zone and the abyss, it is hundreds, even thousands of times greater than at the surface. It is a force that would instantly collapse a submarine not built for it. It would compress the air in our lungs to a fraction of its volume. To our world, it is a realm of impossible brutality, but to the life that calls this place home, it is not brutal. It is not an enemy to be fought. It is the fundamental nature of their world, a deep, silent embrace that has shaped every aspect of their being. They do not resist the pressure. They are in every way a part of it. The first and most important adaptation is one of balance. These creatures are not filled with air, with empty spaces that can be crushed. They are mostly water and gel. And water, you see, is virtually incompressible. It cannot be squeezed into a smaller space. So, the fish of the deep, like the graceful snailfish of the Mariana Trench, have soft, permeable bones and fluid-filled bodies. Their cells are saturated, their tissues are like a dense, watery gel. They are, in essence, made of the very same substance that surrounds them. The pressure outside is the same as the pressure inside. There is no strain, no struggle, only a perfect, peaceful equilibrium. This great weight also slows everything down. There is no frantic swimming here.
No sudden, jerky movements.
The energy required would be too great. Instead, life here moves with a slow, deliberate, and breathtaking grace. Muscles are soft and weak by surface standards, but they are perfectly tuned for a world of patience. A predator like the deep-sea anglerfish does not chase its prey.
It waits, it floats.
Its movements are minimal, its metabolism is slow, its heartbeat is a soft, languid drumbeat in the dark. The pressure enforces a state of profound stillness. The great weight also brings a profound silence. Sound travels differently here, but the dense water absorbs and muffles the frantic noises of the world above. There are no crashing waves, no howling winds. The chaos of the surface is a distant memory. The pressure creates a quiet so deep, so complete, that it is less an absence of sound and more a presence of peace. It is the quiet of the earth itself, the hum of the planet's deep heart. Imagine that weight now, not as a crushing force, but as the heaviest, most comforting blanket you have ever felt. It is a blanket woven from the entire ocean, laying over you, holding you securely, and telling you that you are safe. You cannot be tossed and turned by surface worries here. You are held. You are anchored in the deep, silent embrace of the abyss. The pressure does not break these creatures. It defines their very form. It gives them their strange, fluid beauty. Their loose, gelatinous bodies, their large eyes for gathering every photon of light, their often small size, all are sculptures shaped by the relentless, patient hand of pressure. They are masterpieces of adaptation, showing us that true strength is not about being rigid and unyielding, but about being soft, flexible, and in balance with the forces around you. As you lie in your bed tonight, feel this same principle applying to you. Feel that the weight of your own body sinking into the mattress. Imagine that mattress is not just a bed, but the deep ocean itself, and the weight of the blankets is the gentle, inescapable pressure of the abyss, holding you, supporting you, telling you that you do not need to hold yourself up anymore. You can surrender to this weight. You can let it fully support you. Let your breath become like the slow, balanced metabolism of the snailfish. There is no need to rush.
In and out.
Slow and deep. Each exhale is a release of the surface pressure you carry. Each inhale is an acceptance of the deep, quiet peace that surrounds you. Your mind, too, can yield to this pressure. The swirling thoughts, the mental chatter, the endless lists, they cannot withstand the gentle, immense weight of the deep. Feel them being pressed down, not with violence, but with a calm, steady force. They become quiet. They become still. They settle like silt on the ocean floor, leaving the waters of your mind clear and tranquil. You are safe here. The weight is not your enemy.
It is your cradle. It is the deep ocean's way of holding you, telling you that you can let go completely.
There is no need to fight. There is no need to resist. Simply exist in perfect, peaceful balance with the supportive dark. And if you are still awake, we will soon listen for the slowest heartbeats in the world. But if the weight has already pulled you into a deeper rest, that is perfect. Just sink, yield to it. Become one with the pressure and drift into the deepest, most peaceful sleep. We have felt the immense pressure, not as a crush, but as a comforting blanket. Now we will attune our ears to a different rhythm, a slower, quieter pulse that beats at the very heart of this realm. So let your own heartbeat become the focus for a moment. Feel its steady, gentle thrum in your chest. And now imagine it slowing and softening until it matches the pace of the deep. Because we are about to discover the biology of the slowest heartbeats in the world. In the world above, life is often a story of speed and expenditure.
A hummingbird's heart can beat over 1,000 times a minute.
A chased antelope's heart pounds with frantic energy. But here, in the eternal night where food is scarce and every calorie is precious, such a pace is unsustainable. It would be a wildfire in a world of damp wood. Life here has learned the profound art of conservation. It has mastered the power of slowness. Consider the grenadier, also known as the rat tail. This is a common sight in the deep. A fish built not for bursts of speed, but for a life of slow, deliberate patrol along the seafloor. Its body is long and tapered, its eyes are large to gather the faintest light, and its metabolism is set to a dial we can barely comprehend. Its heart beats not hundreds of times a minute, but perhaps only a handful.
10, 20, 30 beats.
A slow, soft drum marking the passage of hours, not seconds. This slowness is a brilliant biological strategy. With no sun to fuel plant growth, the deep sea is a food desert. The only nourishment comes from the gentle, perpetual rain of marine snow, the decaying scraps of life from the distant surface, or from the rare, sunken feast of a whale carcass. In such a world, energy cannot be wasted. It must be hoarded, cherished, and spent only on the most essential activities.
A slow heartbeat means a slow consumption of oxygen.
Slow movements mean minimal burning of energy reserves. It is a life of profound patience and economy. Their very bodies are engineered for this lethargic existence. Their muscles are soft and watery, lacking the firm, fast twitch fibers of a tuna or a marlin. They are built for endurance, not for sprinting. They do not chase. They drift, they hover, they amble slowly across the ooze. If they must swim, it is with a slow, sinuous waving of their tail, a motion that costs almost nothing. They are the essence of efficiency, living monuments to the principle that less is more. This slow metabolism extends to every part of their being. Their digestion is slow. Their growth is slow. Their very perception of time is likely different from ours. In a world without days and nights, where the only change is the slow accumulation of sediment, there is no need to rush. A grenadier may take many minutes to investigate a potential morsel, where a surface fish would snap at it in a fraction of a second. There is no urgency. There is only the slow, patient unfolding of existence. And it is not just the grenadier. The Greenland shark, a creature of the deep, cold Arctic waters, has a heart rate that can be as slow as 5 beats per minute. It may live for centuries, its life a single, long, slow exhalation. The deep-sea octopus may brood her eggs for years, barely moving, barely eating, her heart beating a slow, steadfast rhythm of maternal devotion in the dark. These are not frail lives. They are incredibly resilient ones built on a foundation of profound calm. As you listen to this, feel the rhythm of this deep-sea biology entering your own body. Feel your own heartbeat beginning to slow, to match the gentle, languid pace of the grenadier. There is no need for it to race tonight.
No urgency, no deadlines.
Feel your metabolism calming. Your body is entering a state of deep conservation, preserving its energy for restoration and repair. Your breathing naturally deepens and slows, requiring less effort, less thought. Let your mind adopt this same slow metabolism. Let your thoughts drift at a grenadier's pace. There is no need for them to dart and chase. If a thought arises, let it hover there, slowly, without urgency. Observe it with the same patient, unhurried curiosity that a deep-sea fish might observe a drifting piece of marine snow. There is no pressure to engage with it or to resolve it. Simply let it be and let it drift on by in its own slow time. You are now in a state of deep biological rest. Your body is conserving its energy, your mind is conserving its focus. You are embracing the deep sea's greatest wisdom, that true strength and longevity are found not in constant, frantic activity, but in the power of profound stillness, in the magic of the slow beat. Your heart is now a deep-sea heart, beating slowly, steadily in the vast, quiet dark. Each beat is a soft, gentle wave of peace spreading through your entire body. There is nowhere to go.
Nothing to do.
Only to be slowly, deeply, peacefully. And if you are still awake, we will soon see that the deep sea is not black, but a canvas of living blue light. But if your own heart has already found its slow, deep rhythm, and you are drifting into the current of sleep, that is perfect. Just continue to beat slowly and breathe deeply and rest. We have learned about the power of slowness, the conservation of energy in the endless night. But now we will open our eyes to a new truth about this darkness, a truth that transforms it from a void into a living canvas.
So let your mind's eye adjust.
Let go of the idea of blackness, because we are about to see that the deep sea is not black at all. It is a world painted in the truest, most living blue. We often call it the midnight zone. We imagine a crushing, lightless black. But this is a misunderstanding seen from our sun-blinded perspective. The deep sea is not absent of light. It is, in fact, saturated with a single pure color, the color blue. Sunlight is a rainbow, a spectrum of colors, each with its own energy and wavelength. As it journeys from the surface down through the water, this rainbow is slowly stripped away. The reds and oranges, with their longer, weaker wavelengths, are the first to be absorbed, vanishing within the first few meters. The yellows and greens follow, fading into nothingness by the time we reach the twilight zone. But blue is different. Its short, energetic wavelength allows it to travel further than any other color. It pierces the water, diving deep, holding on to its identity long after all other colors have surrendered. So, when we sink below 200 meters, below 500, below 1000, we are not in blackness. We are in a world of the most profound, resonant blue. It is a blue that is not a reflection of the sky, but a property of the water itself. It is the ocean's own inherent hue. If you were to hold up a pure white light here, it would glow not white, but a brilliant electric sapphire, illuminating the water for just a few meters before being swallowed by the relentless, beautiful blue. This is the blue planet's true color, and into this dominant, persistent blue, life has woven its own light. But notice, when the creatures of the deep create their own bioluminescence, what color do they almost always choose? Blue, a soft, cool, blue-green light. It is no accident. This is the color that travels best in their world. It is the color their eyes have evolved over millions of years to see most clearly. They are not fighting the blue. They are adding their own voices to its chorus. They are writing with the ocean's own ink. Imagine a siphonophore, its long colonial body trailing a curtain of delicate blue lights like a string of sapphire pearls in the void. Picture the sudden, startling flash of a copepod, a tiny blue explosion that vanishes as quickly as it appeared. See the steady lure of an anglerfish, a single glowing dot of cool blue, a star in a miniature private galaxy. This is not a world of harsh, multicolored neon. It is a world of pastel blues, of gentle cerulean, of deep, vibrant cobalt. A monochromatic masterpiece. Even the creatures that do not produce light are colored by this reality. So many are red, and in the all-consuming blue of the deep, red light is absorbed instantly. A red shrimp, a red jellyfish appears as a deep, dark shadow, a black silhouette. They are invisible against the blue backdrop. They are hiding in plain sight, using the physics of the blue world to become one with the darkness that isn't really darkness at all. This pervasive blue has a psychological effect,
one that you can lean into now.
Blue is the color of calm, the color of tranquility, the color of a slow, deep breath. It is the color of a quiet evening sky, of a still mountain lake. It is not a color that incites panic or urgency. It is a color that invites rest, contemplation, and peace. The entire deep sea is bathed in this natural sedative. So as you rest tonight, I want you to see this blue, not a black void, but a deep, gentle, all-encompassing navy. Imagine it surrounding you, holding you. Imagine the tiny blue sparks of life drifting past you, not as jarring flashes, but as soft, rhythmic pulses like a visual lullaby. Your world is blue. Your mind is blue. Your dreams will be blue. Let this blue light wash over your thoughts, cooling them, calming them. Imagine each worry, each flicker of anxiety being touched by this deep blue light and simply fading, losing its sharp edges, losing its urgency, becoming a soft blue shadow that drifts away into the vast, serene expanse. You are floating in the true color of our planet, the color of depth, of peace, of ancient, quiet wisdom. There is no need for the bright, stimulating colors of the surface world here. You are safe in the blue. You are home in the blue. Let your entire being be tinted with this tranquil, soothing shade, and if you are still awake, we will soon meet the most patient fisherman of the abyss, the anglerfish. But if the deep, soothing blue has already closed around you, and you are drifting in a sapphire sea, that is perfect. Just breathe in the blue and breathe out the last remnants of the day. Sleep well. We have seen that the deep is not a black emptiness, but a living canvas of soft blue light. And now we will meet the master of this quiet, luminous art. A creature often misunderstood as a monster, but who is, in truth, the most patient fisherman in the universe. So, let your own patience grow. Let all sense of urgency melt away, because we are about to appreciate the gentle, waiting world of the anglerfish. In the vast, open waters of the midnight zone, where a single calorie is a precious treasure, the anglerfish does not waste its energy on the chase. It does not prowl. It does not hunt.
It simply waits.
It is a lesson in profound stillness. Its body is often soft, loose, and dark, a shape that barely disturbs the water around it. It can float for hours, for days, its metabolism slowed to a near halt, its muscles completely relaxed. It is a living statue in the cathedral of the deep, and from its head there grows a slender rod, a modified fin ray. And at the very tip of this rod there glows a small, soft light.
This is its esker, its fishing lure.
But this is not a harsh, glaring light. It is a gentle blue or greenish glow, a tiny bioluminescent lantern in the immense dark. The light is often produced by millions of symbiotic bacteria that live within the fish's own flesh, a partnership forged over millennia. The anglerfish provides a home. The bacteria provide the beacon. Now imagine this scene.
A small, curious fish, adrift in the nothingness.
It has seen only the occasional fleeting spark in the dark for its entire life. And then it sees it, a steady, soft, pulsing glow, a point of consistency in the random starry void. It is a siren song of light, a promise of something solid, something interesting in the endless, empty blue. Slowly, almost hypnotically, the small fish is drawn in. It approaches the gentle, tantalizing light, and the anglerfish waits.
It does not twitch.
It does not reveal its presence. It is the embodiment of patience. It waits until the curious visitor is right there, directly before it, captivated by the tiny, glowing lantern. And then, in a movement that is not a lunge, but a sudden fluid expansion, it opens its jaw. The action is so fast, it is over in milliseconds. The water and the fish within it are sucked into the anglerfish's mouth. There is no violent struggle, no chase, just a quiet, efficient conclusion. The lantern goes dark for a moment and then reignites. The wait begins again. This is not a monster.
This is a creature of absolute economy.
It expends almost no energy, and in return, it receives a gift from the darkness, drawn to its own personal star. It is a life built not on aggression, but on attraction. Not on speed, but on serenity. The anglerfish understands a fundamental truth of the deep. If you are still enough and patient enough, what you need will often find its way to you. The female anglerfish, for whom this fishing is a primary concern, often lives a life of solitary waiting. The males in many species are tiny creatures whose sole purpose is to find a female and fuse with her, becoming a permanent parasitic partner, providing sperm in exchange for a lifetime of nourishment. Even their most intimate relationships are built on a foundation of patient finding and permanent, quiet attachment. There is no courtship dance, only a slow, drifting search that ends in a complete and total union. As you drift in your own bed tonight, think of yourself as the anglerfish. There is nothing you need to chase, no goal you need to urgently pursue. Your only task is to be still, to be patient, to float in the dark and to wait for sleep to come to you. You have your own gentle lure, your slow breathing, your quiet heartbeat. These are the soft, rhythmic signals you are sending out into the darkness of your own mind, attracting rest, attracting peace. Let your thoughts be the small, curious fish. They are drawn to the steady, soft light of your consciousness. And as they approach, you do not need to fight them. You do not need to engage them. Simply let them be drawn in, and then with a gentle mental expansion, let them go. Allow them to be swallowed by the quiet, accepting darkness of sleep. There is no struggle necessary, only a soft, patient release. Your body is heavy and still. Your mind is becoming a quiet, dark ocean. You are not chasing sleep. You are waiting for it with the infinite patience of the deep. Your glowing lure is your breath, in and out, a soft, pulsing beacon in the night. Sleep is slowly, inevitably being drawn to it. So, just wait. Float. There is no need to move.
No need to seek.
Your rest will find you.
It always does.
You are the patient fisherman in the sea of your own dreams. And your catch tonight is a deep and peaceful sleep. And if you are still awake, we will soon meet the vampire squid, a creature not of horror, but of gentle, cosmic grace.
But if you have already been still enough and patient enough for sleep to have found you, that is perfect.
Just continue to float and wait in the soft, dark water. We have waited with the anglerfish, a master of quiet attraction. Now we will meet a creature whose very name suggests a monster, but whose true nature is one of the most gentle and graceful in all the abyss. So let go of any preconceptions.
Let your mind become soft and open.
Because we are about to reposition the vampire squid, not as a creature of horror, but as a gentle cosmic drifter, living in a slow rain of detritus. Its name, Vampiroteuthis infernalis, literally means vampire squid from hell. It conjures images of a predatory, blood-sucking demon, but this is perhaps the greatest misnomer in the ocean. The vampire squid is no more a vampire than a librarian is a warrior. It is a relic, a living fossil that has changed little in hundreds of millions of years. It is not a hunter, but a gatherer. Not a beast of hell, but a peaceful inhabitant of what early scientists called the hellish conditions of the deep, the oxygen minimum zones where few other creatures can survive. Imagine it now, materializing from the dark. Its body is a soft, gelatinous cloak, a deep, velvety black or reddish brown. Its 8 arms are connected by a delicate, web-like cape, giving it the appearance of a small, floating phantom. But look closer. Its eyes, which can appear red or blue depending on the light, are not menacing. They are large, sensitive orbs, seeming to hold a quiet, ancient knowledge. They are the eyes of a being that has seen epochs pass in the silent dark. It does not hunt. It has no need to. In the depths it calls home, live prey is scarce. Instead, the vampire squid is a graceful scavenger, a consumer of the ocean's gentle, perpetual snowfall. It feeds on marine snow, the slow, endless shower of dead plankton, discarded mucus, and fecal pellets that drift down from the world above. It is a diet of leftovers, of cosmic dust. It uses 2 long, slender, sticky filaments to passively collect this detritus from the water, then draws the filaments to its mouth, much like a person might slowly lick honey from their finger. Its life is one of quiet, efficient harvesting, not violent capture. And when it moves, it is with an otherworldly grace. It does not jet away like its shallow water cousins.
Instead, it often drifts, its webbed arms spread wide, a living black snowflake suspended in the blue.
When it does propel itself, it uses a unique and mesmerizing method. It slowly, rhythmically flaps its ear-like fins, a motion of such effortless elegance it seems to be flying through the water. It is a slow-motion bird in a dark, liquid sky. But its most famous defense is a performance of pure, magical illusion. When startled, it does not attack. It turns itself inside out. It pulls its arms and web up and over its body, forming a new spiky cloak. And on the inside of this cloak, it reveals dozens of tiny, bioluminescent light organs. It creates a dazzling, disorienting display of spinning blue lights, a constellation of false eyes and patterns to confuse a predator. It is a defensive kaleidoscope, a peaceful sleight of hand meant to distract, not to harm. Once the danger has passed, it calmly folds itself back into its gentle, drifting form. The vampire squid is a cosmic creature. It drifts through its dark, cold world like a miniature living nebula. It is a reminder that things are rarely what they seem, and that what we initially fear often holds the deepest beauty. It has transformed a hellish environment into a peaceful home, not by fighting its world, but by adapting to its rhythms in the most gentle way imaginable. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself with the peaceful nature of the vampire squid. You are not a hunter in the night chasing elusive sleep. You are a gentle drifter suspended in the dark. The thoughts and worries of your day are not prey to be caught, but mere marine snow, flecks of detritus drifting through the vast ocean of your mind. You do not need to engage with them. You can simply let them drift on by, harmless and insignificant. Feel your awareness becoming like its soft, velvety cloak, a gentle buffer between you and the world.
And if a startling thought arises, you do not need to fight it.
You can simply perform your own gentle illusion. Envelop it in a cloak of soft blue mental light. Watch it become confused, disoriented by your calm, until it simply loses its shape and fades back into the peaceful dark. You are a drifter, a collector of peace, a being of gentle grace in the night. There is no struggle here, only the slow, rhythmic flapping of your breath, carrying you forward through the dark. You have made a home in the quiet. You have found peace in what others might call emptiness. And if you are still awake, we will soon descend to the abyssal plains to witness the endless snowfall that feeds the deep. But if you have already embraced your inner vampire squid and are now drifting peaceful and phantom-like through the waters of sleep, that is perfect. Just continue to float, a soft and gentle shape in the dark. Sleep well. We have learned that the deep is not a place of lack, but of subtle, constant provision. And now we will turn our attention to the very source of that provision, the most peaceful, perpetual phenomenon in the ocean. So let your mind grow still and your awareness soften, because we are about to witness the endless snowfall. Above, in the sunlit world, life is busy with photosynthesis and rapid growth. But here in the abyss there is no sun. No plants can grow. The entire deep-sea ecosystem, from the gentle vampire squid to the patient grenadier, is built upon a foundation not of fresh creation, but of gentle, received gifts from above. This gift is marine snow. Marine snow is not frozen water. It is a slow, silent, eternal rain of tiny particles. It is the dust of the upper ocean, the discarded shells of microscopic plankton, the delicate empty husks of tiny creatures, the fecal pellets of animals that live near the surface, strands of mucus called larvacean houses discarded by filter feeders, all of it clumping together into delicate floating flakes and beginning the long, slow descent into the abyss. Imagine yourself now suspended in the midnight zone. You look up, and instead of a starry sky, you see a ghostly inverted snowfall. Countless white and grey flakes, each one smaller than a grain of rice, drifting down through the beams of your submersible's light. They twist and tumble in the gentle currents, taking weeks, months, or even years to complete their journey from the sunlit surface to the sea floor thousands of meters below. It is the slowest, most silent storm in the world. This is the peaceful foundation of the deep-sea food web. It is a manna from heaven, a gentle, continuous delivery of nutrients and energy. The vampire squid extends its filaments to catch it. The sea cucumbers on the abyssal plain move with glacial slowness, swallowing the snow as it settles. Countless tiny worms and crustaceans filter it from the water. This gentle snowfall feeds everything, from the smallest bacterium to the occasional sinking feast of a whale carcass. It is the great connector linking the vibrant, hurried world of the sun to the quiet, patient world of the deep. The journey of a single flake is one of transformation. As it falls, it is colonized by bacteria which break it down. It is consumed and excreted only to form a new flake and continue its fall. It is never wasted. It is constantly recycled, its energy and materials passed from one organism to another in a slow, elegant dance of decay and renewal. The entire deep sea is sustained by this gentle, continuous cycle of letting go and receiving. The snowfall is eternal. It has been falling for hundreds of millions of years. It fell when dinosaurs walked the earth. It fell when the first mammals scurried in the shadows. It falls now as you rest in your bed. It is a constant, a rhythm as reliable as the turning of the planet. It is the deep ocean's heartbeat, a slow, soft pulse of matter drifting through time. As you lie there tonight, I want you to imagine this gentle snowfall in your own mind. Your thoughts, your memories, your worries from the day, they are not solid, imposing things. They are merely marine snow, flecks of mental detritus left over from the busy, sunlit hours of your day. See them now, not as problems to be solved, but as tiny, white flakes drifting slowly and silently in the dark space of your mind. There is no need to catch them, no need to engage with them. You can simply watch them fall. They are harmless. They are even necessary, a part of your mind's ecosystem. But you do not need to hold on to them. Just observe their gentle, endless descent. Watch as they twist and tumble, growing smaller and fainter as they drift down, down into the soft, dark sediment of your subconscious, where they will be recycled into the raw material of dreams. Your breath is the gentle current that guides this snow. With every slow, deep exhale, you encourage the flakes to fall, to settle, to find their rest. Your mind is the vast, deep ocean, and you are simply witnessing the quiet, natural process of the day settling into night. There is no effort required.
Only observation.
Only peaceful acceptance of the endless, gentle snowfall. Let it fall. Let it all fall. The meetings, the conversations, the sounds, the lights. Let them all become soft, grey flakes, losing their shape.
Losing their urgency, becoming part of a beautiful,
silent storm that only brings peace and nourishment to the depths of your being. You are the abyssal plain. You are the deep, quiet seafloor.
and everything else is just snow falling gently, endlessly upon you.
It is a blanket,
A lullaby.
a promise that you are connected to a larger, slower, more peaceful cycle, and if you are still awake, we will soon meet the giants of the deep, who thrive in this world of gentle snow. But if the snowfall has already settled upon you, covering you in a soft, quiet blanket of rest, that is perfect. Just continue to watch the flakes drift down until your world is silent and still and peacefully asleep. We have watched the marine snow, the peaceful manna that feeds the deep. And now we will meet the beings that have grown to immense size in this world of quiet and shadow. Not through haste or violence, but through the deep, slow patience of the abyss. So, let your own sense of self feel large and heavy and still, because we are about to encounter the serene, slow-moving lives of the giants of the deep. In the sunlit world, we often associate great size with great speed and power. The sprinting elephant, the breaching whale. But in the deep sea, the rules are rewritten. Here, giants are not built for speed, but for endurance. Their size is not a tool for domination, but a result of profound efficiency and a life lived in slow motion. They are the gentle behemoths of the eternal night. First, consider the giant isopod. Imagine a woodlouse, a humble pill bug you might find under a rock. Now imagine it grown to the size of a loaf of bread. This is the giant isopod. It is not a monster. It is a creature of magnificent plated stillness. Its body is encased in a segmented, articulated armor, a suit of dark, burnished chitin that protects it from the crushing pressure. It spends its life on the abyssal plain, walking with a slow, deliberate, many-legged gait across the ooze, a solitary knight in a vast, dark kingdom. The giant isopod is a master of energy conservation. It can go for years without eating. When a large feast like a whale carcass falls from above, it will gorge itself until it is so full it can barely move, and then it may not need to eat again for months or even years. Its metabolism is set to a pace we can scarcely comprehend. It does not waste energy on unnecessary movement. It rests, it waits, it preserves. It is a living lesson in the power of deep biological patience, a creature that has turned slowness into a superpower. Then there is the colossal squid, a name that evokes a mythical kraken, a beast of tentacles and terror. But its true life is likely one of profound calm in the freezing, dark waters of the Antarctic deep. It is larger and heavier than the giant squid, with a soft, gelatinous body built for the immense pressure. Its eyes are the size of dinner plates, the largest in the animal kingdom, evolved to gather every last fleeting photon of light in the absolute dark. They are not eyes of malice, but eyes of profound perception, designed for a world where seeing is a rare and precious gift. The colossal squid does not frenetically hunt. In the energy-poor deep, such a life would be impossible. It is believed to be an ambush predator, hanging motionless in the water column, its long, barbed tentacles retracted, waiting. It may use its great, patient eyes to detect the faintest silhouette of a large fish or another squid against the slightly less dark water above. Then it would extend its tentacles with a swift, fluid motion, a single, decisive action after hours or days of absolute stillness. Its life is a cycle of immense quiet, punctuated by brief moments of purpose. It is a predator, not of frenzy, but of near infinite calm. These giants also remind us of a deep-sea rule known as abyssal gigantism. For reasons scientists are still exploring, many species in the deep sea grow much larger than their shallow water relatives. The giant isopod, the colossal squid, the Japanese spider crab, with its leg span of over 12 feet. It may be the cold temperatures and slow metabolisms that allow them to grow for longer, or the need to travel greater distances in a food-scarce environment. Whatever the cause, their size is a direct result of their environment's quiet, cold, and patient nature. They are sculptures shaped by the deep itself. As you rest now, feel this giant-like stillness entering your own body. Feel yourself becoming heavy, like the giant isopod, anchored to the sea floor of your bed, your weight fully supported. Your body is not light and flighty, but substantial, calm, and grounded. Your breath is slow and deep, a metabolic rhythm that requires very little, that conserves your energy for the profound work of rest and restoration. Let your mind become like the colossal squid, hovering in the dark waters of your consciousness. Your thoughts are not prey to be chased, but merely distant shapes passing in the gloom. You observe them with a quiet, passive awareness, with eyes adapted for the dark. There is no need to engage, only to be large and quiet and still. You are a giant resting in the depths of the night. There is a deep, comforting peace in feeling large and heavy. You cannot be tossed about by small worries. You are a monument to stillness, a gentle behemoth of sleep. Your immense, quiet presence fills the space, and there is no room for anything but calm. So, settle into your giant form. Let the armor of your rest protect you. Let the great, patient eyes of your soul simply watch the dark. You are not small and hurried. You are a giant of the deep, and your only task is to exist in serene, slow-moving peace. And if you are still awake, we will soon explore the world of eternal chill, the stable, cold embrace of the abyss. But if you have already become a gentle giant, heavy and still, upon the seafloor of sleep, that is perfect. Just rest there, in your immense and quiet grandeur. Sleep well. We have marveled at the immense, patient forms of the isopod and the squid, but their size is only one expression of the deep sea's rhythm. Now we will explore the very tempo of life here, a pace so slow it redefines our understanding of time itself. So let your own sense of time stretch and soften. Let the clock on the wall lose its meaning. Because we are about to explore life in slow motion. In the world above, we are conditioned to haste.
Deadlines, notifications, the rush of traffic.
Our hearts beat quickly, our thoughts race. But descend 1,000 meters and that urgency evaporates. It is replaced by a different time scale. A scale measured not in minutes, but in millennia. Here, life unfolds with a patience that is almost geological. It is a world where moving an inch is a significant event, and growing an inch can take a century. First, let us look down at the seafloor, at the creature known as the sea pig. A type of sea cucumber, it is a soft, plump, translucent animal that moves on a dozen tube-like feet. Its progress is not a walk, but a gentle, glacial creep. It moves across the ooze like a slow-motion cloud, its only goal to find and consume the marine snow that has settled. It may take an entire day to travel a distance you could cover in a single step. There is no destination in mind, only the slow, continuous process of grazing. Its life is a meditation in movement, a testament to the fact that forward progress does not require speed. Then there are the deep-sea corals. We often think of tropical reefs growing busily in the sun, but in the cold, dark depths, corals grow with a slowness that is humbling. A single, branching coral colony, standing like a white, gnarled tree in the abyssal dark, may be thousands of years old. It grows perhaps a few millimeters each year. Its limestone skeleton is a diary of the deep, recording centuries in its delicate, stony rings. These are not individuals in a hurry. They are monuments to persistence, living their long, quiet lives in a state of near-permanent stillness, filtering the endless snowfall from the water with a patience that spans human civilizations. This slow pace is dictated by the environment. The cold, near-freezing water slows down all metabolic processes. Chemical reactions happen more slowly. Nerve signals travel at a more leisurely pace. Digestion can take weeks. For a fish in the deep, a single heartbeat can be a long, drawn-out event, a soft thud in a vast, quiet chest. Energy is so scarce that every action, every thought, every movement must be considered, conserved, and rationed across immense stretches of time. Haste is a luxury the deep sea cannot afford, and so it has been banished entirely. As you lie in your bed tonight, feel this deep-sea tempo entering your own body. Feel the rush of the day finally leaving you. Your heartbeat has already slowed to a deep, resting rhythm. Your breathing is now a slow, tidal flow. Now let your thoughts adopt this same pace. There is no need for them to race. Imagine each thought forming slowly like a deep-sea coral building its skeleton, one microscopic layer at a time. There is no urgency to complete the thought, to resolve the idea. Let it simply exist and grow at a pace of millimeters per year. Feel your body itself moving into slow motion. The subtle tension in your shoulders can release at the speed of a sea pig's crawl. So slowly it's almost imperceptible. The weight of your legs sinking into the mattress is a gradual, patient settling like sediment accumulating over centuries. You are not simply lying down. You are decelerating to the fundamental speed of the deep. In this state of slow motion, you will find a peace that is unavailable in the hurried world above. The need to do is replaced by the grace of simply being. You are not a human doing anymore. You are a human being.
A sea pig grazing on peace.
A deep-sea coral growing slowly toward a quiet dream. Your entire existence is now dedicated to the single, slow, purposeful act of resting. Let the world outside fade into a distant, forgotten surface. Your universe is now this slow-motion realm. The only clock is the gradual beat of your own heart. The only calendar is the gentle accumulation of restful breaths. There is no past to regret, no future to anticipate. There is only the vast, spacious, and endless present moment unfolding in beautiful, tranquil slow motion. And if you are still aware, we will soon feel the world of eternal chill, the constant, stable cold of the abyss. But if your mind and body have already descended into this profound, slow-motion state, and you are drifting in the timeless deep, that is perfect. There is no need to go further. Just continue to slow and to settle and to be. Sleep well. We have felt the deep's patient tempo, a rhythm that stretches time itself. And now we will become aware of another fundamental quality of this realm, one that underpins all its stillness. So let any lingering warmth in your body begin to settle and cool. Let your own internal temperature find a lower, more restful set point, because we are about to embrace the world of eternal chill. From the sun-warmed surface, we descend through a gradient of cooling water. By the time we reach the twilight zone, the sun's warmth is a memory. And here, in the abyssal plains and the trenches below, the temperature is constant. A near-freezing 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. It is a chill that has not wavered for millions of years. There are no seasons here. No daily cycles of warming and cooling.
No summer sun or winter storm.
It is a world locked in a permanent, stable, and profound cold. This is not the biting, harsh cold of a winter wind. It is not an aggressive cold that seeks to invade. It is a passive, ambient cold, a deep, pervasive stillness of molecules. The water here is so cold that its very movement has slowed. There are no turbulent, warm currents in the abyssal heart, only the gentle, global conveyor belt of deep water moving with a slowness that makes glaciers seem hasty. This cold is the great preserver, the great stabilizer.
It is the reason life here moves so slowly, metabolizes so patiently, and lives so long. In this eternal chill, decay itself is slowed.
A whale carcass that would be stripped clean in weeks in the shallows can provide sustenance for decades on the abyssal plain. The cold acts as a natural refrigerant, suspending the frantic processes of rot and renewal, stretching them into a long, slow, graceful fade. It is a world where nothing is rushed, not even the end of things. This cold preserves not just bodies, but time itself. The creatures of the deep are not merely enduring this cold, they are perfectly fluidly adapted to it. Their cell membranes are structured to remain flexible at these low temperatures. Their enzymes are engineered to function with optimal, if leisurely, efficiency in the chill. They do not shiver, for they have never known warmth. Their entire biological reality is tuned to this stable, cold frequency. It is not a hardship for them. It is home. It is the condition that allows their slow, graceful lives to unfold. The cold is the silent, invisible architect of their serene existence. As you rest now, imagine this eternal chill not as a discomfort, but as the most stable, calming blanket imaginable. Feel the air around you taking on this quality of abyssal stillness. There are no drafts, no shifts in temperature. It is constant, dependable, a perfect, cool equilibrium that signals to your body and mind that the time for activity, for generating metabolic heat, is over. The time for cool, deep, restorative rest has begun. Let this chill seep into your thoughts, the heated anxieties of the day, the warm flush of excitement or frustration. Feel them cooling now, losing their thermal energy. The frantic vibration of a worried thought slows and stills in this cold. The fire of urgency is banked, its embers cooling to a harmless dark grey. Your mind is no longer a warm, busy, sunlit place. It is a cool, dark, abyssal plain where thoughts move slowly, if they move at all. Feel your body surrendering its heat to this peaceful chill. Your skin grows cool. Your muscles, now heavy and still, radiate their last warmth into the quiet dark. Your breath is no longer a warm puff, but a cool, gentle stream flowing in and out with the slow current of the deep. You are achieving a state of deep metabolic rest, where your energy is no longer spent on warmth or movement, but is funneled entirely inward for repair, for restoration, for dreams. This is the state of the deep sea creature, suspended in the cold, dark water. There is no need to generate heat, no need to be warm. The cold is not your enemy, it is your ally in stillness. It is the great simplifier, stripping away the need for anything but the most essential, slow, and peaceful processes of life. You are now cradled in the world of eternal chill, a world that never grows too cold and never grows too warm, a world of perfect, stable, and profound constancy. The surface world, with its scorching days and chilly nights, is far, far above you. Here there is only the gentle, cold, and eternal embrace of the deep. So, let go of your warmth. Let go of the fire of the day. Surrender to the chill. Let it still you.
Let it preserve you.
Let it slow your inner world to the peaceful, suspended pace of the abyss. And if you are still awake, we will soon see the glowing footprints on the seafloor, the silent communications in the dark. But if the eternal chill has already stilled you, suspending you in a perfect, cool state of rest, that is perfect. Just float here in the constant cold and peaceful dark. Sleep well. We have felt the profound stillness that the constant cold brings. But now we will look down to the seafloor itself and discover that even in this realm of ultimate quiet, there are gentle, fleeting messages written in light. So let your gaze turn downward in your mind's eye. Let your awareness settle on the soft, oozy sediment, because we are about to follow the glowing footprints on the seafloor. The abyssal plain is not a featureless, empty wasteland. It is a landscape, a soft, rolling terrain of sediment that has accumulated over millennia, a fine grey dust made from the compressed remains of the endless snowfall. And across this vast dark canvas, life leaves its marks, not with sound or with permanent structures, but with the most temporary of all art, light. Imagine a sea cucumber like the one we met before, moving with its glacial slowness. But this is a different kind. As it moves, as its body brushes against the sediment, it stirs up tiny bioluminescent organisms living in the ooze. With every gentle ploughing push, it leaves behind a soft, blue-green glow in its footprint. A trail of fading stars marks its path, a luminous diary of its slow journey. The light lasts for only a few seconds before fading back into the dark, a brief, beautiful record of a passage that is itself immediately forgotten. Elsewhere, a small, shrimp-like creature scurries away from a potential disturbance. Its frantic, tiny footsteps trigger bursts of light in the microbial mat, creating a sparkling, evanescent trail as it flees. It is a defensive display, a sudden, startling constellation appearing at its feet to confuse whatever might be following. But to us, observing from above, it is simply a brief and beautiful fireworks display in the mud. A celebration of life that vanishes almost as soon as it appears. Even the water just above the seafloor can hold these glowing messages. The gentle swish of a fish's tail, the drifting fall of a particularly large flake of marine snow, can stir the water and ignite these microscopic lights. They are like glowing dust, settling slowly through the blackness, tracing the otherwise invisible currents and movements of the deep. They are the breath of the abyss, made visible for a fleeting moment. These are not signals of alarm, though they can be. In the context of the deep's slow time, they are more like a quiet conversation, a way of saying, "I was here. Something passed by." They are the ocean's version of a Zen garden, where the patterns are raked in light instead of sand. and are erased by the dark just moments after they are formed. There is no attachment to the message. It is written, it is seen, and it is let go. The most magnificent display might come from the vampire squid, which we have already met. When highly agitated, it can release a sticky bioluminescent mucus into the water. This cloud does not simply glow. It holds its shape, a swirling, sparkling, chaotic constellation that hangs in the water for minutes, a glowing smokescreen behind which the squid can calmly drift away. It is a phantom, a ghostly afterimage, a work of abstract art created to deceive, which then slowly, gracefully, dissolves into nothingness. As you rest in the deep, dark quiet of your own mind, imagine your thoughts as these glowing footprints on the seafloor.
A worry arises, see it as a soft blue spark where a mental sea cucumber has brushed the sediment.
It glows for a moment. You observe its gentle light, its shape, its presence, and then without any effort on your part, you simply watch it fade. The darkness reclaims it. The sediment of your mind settles once more. A memory flickers, a tiny, shrimp-like thought scurrying by. It leaves a trail of sparkling points of light. Watch them. They are beautiful in their briefness, but do not follow them. Just observe the trail as it brightens and then, inevitably, dims until the path is lost in the peaceful, dark plane of your consciousness. There is no need to hold on to these glowing thoughts. Their beauty lies in their transience. They are meant to be seen, acknowledged, and then released back into the dark. They are not permanent structures. They are fleeting impressions, written in the cool blue light of a resting mind, and then gently erased by the constant, soothing darkness of sleep. Your mind is the abyssal plain, vast, dark, and quiet, and every thought that crosses it is merely a temporary glowing footprint. It appears, it shines softly, and it fades. You do not need to do anything. The fading is natural. It is the way of the deep, so let your thoughts leave their glowing trails tonight.
And then let the dark have them, one by one, spark by spark,
until the plane of your mind is dark once more, still, silent, and deeply, profoundly at peace. And if you are still awake, we will soon descend into the trenches, the deepest canyons on earth. But if the glowing footprints of your thoughts have already faded, leaving you in a state of perfect, dark serenity, that is perfect. Just rest here on the soft, quiet seafloor of sleep. But our descent is not yet complete. Beyond the plains, the ocean floor itself folds and fractures, giving way to the deepest places on our planet. So let go of any final sense of anchor. Let yourself sink beyond the plains into the true depths, because we are now descending into the trenches.
Earth's deepest canyons. Imagine the grandest canyon you can picture on the surface.
Now submerge it, multiply its depth by 10.
Strip it of all light, all sound, all turbulence.
This is the Mariana Trench, a great scar in the Pacific seafloor, so deep that if you could place Mount Everest inside it, the summit would still be over a mile beneath the waves. This is the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the ancient Greek underworld. A place of ultimate pressure, and we might imagine of ultimate silence. The pressure here is not merely 1,000 atmospheres, but easily over 1,000. It is a weight beyond human comprehension, a force that shapes existence at a molecular level. But as we have learned, this pressure is not a crushing force to the life here. It is their reality. It is the deep, silent embrace that holds them, that defines the very water they swim in. To descend here is to surrender completely to this embrace. The journey down the trench wall is a descent into the purest form of isolation. The world above is not just far away. It is another universe entirely. The sun is a myth, the moon is a forgotten story. The winds and waves are fairy tales told in a language no one here understands. This is a place that knows nothing of the surface. It is a world unto itself, wrapped in a silence so profound it feels like a physical substance, and yet it is not a void. Even here, in the deepest trench, life persists. It is a life of ultimate specialization. The seafloor here is not soft ooze, but a strange, viscous mud, a gel-like sediment that has settled under the immense weight of the water above. And in this soft, dark gel, creatures make their home. The pressure has forced them into strange, fluid forms. They are gelatinous, delicate, and yet perfectly, resiliently adapted. The water here is not still in the sense of being dead. It is still in the sense of being ancient. It is part of the great global conveyor belt, and the water in these trenches may have been isolated from the surface for centuries. It is the oldest, coldest, most stable water on Earth. It holds no memory of seasons, of storms, of the frantic turning of the world above. It is the closest thing to eternity we can find on this planet. As you imagine yourself sinking into this trench, feel the layers of the world peeling away. The pressures of your day, the noise of your life, the constant stimulation of light and sound, they are all fading now, filtered out by miles of dark, heavy water.
I cannot reach you here.
This is your sanctuary, your ultimate retreat, a place where you are truly, completely, and blessedly isolated from everything but the deep, quiet pulse of your own existence. The silence here is not an emptiness. It is a presence. It is the sound of the planet itself, a low, soft, resonant hum of geological time. If you listen with your soul, you might hear it, not with your ears, but with your being. It is the sound of tectonic plates shifting infinitesimally slowly, of the Earth's crust cooling, of the immense, patient heartbeat of the world. This is the soundtrack of the trench, a lullaby of stone and time. Feel yourself settling onto the floor of the Mariana Trench. The gel-like mud accepts your weight without a sound, conforming to you, holding you in a soft, cold, and perfect embrace. You are at the bottom of the world. There is no further to go.
No deeper to sink?
You have reached the foundation. This is the ultimate end of the descent, and the ultimate beginning of rest. Here, in this place of ultimate quiet and isolation, there is nothing to do.
Nothing to be.
No roles to fill, no expectations to meet. You are free from it all. You are a single, quiet point of consciousness in the dark, held by the planet itself. The immense weight above you is not a burden. It is the final, definitive proof that you are safe, that you are anchored, that you can finally, fully let go. So, let go. Surrender to the trench. Let its silence become your silence. Let its immense, stable pressure become your peace. Let its ancient, cold darkness fill you and still you.
You are in the deepest canyon on Earth, and you are home. And if you are still awake, we will soon meet the gentle ruler of this abyss, the snailfish.
But if you have already reached the bottom, and the profound isolation of the trench has cradled you into a state of perfect, silent rest that is perfect, your journey is complete. Just rest here at the very foundation of everything. Sleep well. We have settled into the soft, gel-like mud, embraced by a pressure that defies imagination. And here, in what we might call the most extreme environment on Earth, we are not alone. We are in the company of its gentle ruler. So let your own form feel soft and fluid and free from all internal tension.
Because we are about to meet the snailfish.
The gentle, gelatinous fish that thrives in the deepest pressures on Earth. In the crushing weight of the trench, where no sunlight has ever touched, the snailfish drifts. It is not a formidable giant, not a fearsome monster. It is a small, pale, and almost translucent creature. Its body is soft, lacking the hard, calcified bones of its shallow water relatives. In this world, rigidity is a weakness. Our bones would be crushed. A swim bladder, that gas-filled organ used for buoyancy in other fish, would be instantly imploded by the force. The snailfish has none of these. It is a masterpiece of softness. Its body is instead a gelatinous, watery structure. Its skeleton is delicate and cartilaginous. Its muscles are soft and loose. It is so perfectly adapted to the pressure that its internal state is in perfect equilibrium with the immense external weight. There is no strain, no struggle. It moves through the crushing deep with the same effortless grace that a feather moves through air. It does not fight the pressure. It has become one with it. The pressure is not its oppressor. It is the very element of its being. The snailfish is a symbol of what it means to yield completely. To become so soft, so fluid, so adaptable that the very forces that would destroy others become the source of your strength and your peace. It does not waste a single calorie of energy resisting its environment. It accepts it utterly, and in that acceptance, it finds the freedom to live, to forage, and to thrive in a place we once thought was lifeless. It moves with a slow, drifting motion, its pale form ghost-like in the beam of a hypothetical submersible. It is a quiet monarch of the abyss, ruling not through domination but through perfect, harmonious integration. It feeds on the small shrimp and amphipods that also survive in these depths, a gentle predator in a world where even predation must be conducted with an economy of motion. Its life is one of quiet, efficient persistence. To look at the snailfish is to see the ultimate expression of deep-sea serenity. It has let go of everything that is not essential. Hardness, rigidity, gas-filled spaces. It has shed all the structures that would make life in the trench a constant, exhausting battle. What remains is its pure, soft, essential self, a being perfectly designed for peace, for pressure, for the deep. As you rest now, at the bottom of your own world, imagine yourself adopting the body of the snailfish. Feel your own bones becoming soft, not in a fragile way, but in a fluid, adaptable way. Feel the hard, rigid structures of your thoughts and worries softening, becoming gelatinous, losing their sharp, painful edges. There is no internal pressure left to fight the external pressure. You are in a state of perfect, peaceful balance. Your mind, too, can become like the snailfish. The hard, calcified anxieties of the day, feel them dissolving. The rigid structures of your to-do lists, the tightness of your schedule, feel it all softening, becoming fluid, becoming one with the supportive, all-encompassing pressure of the night. You are not being crushed by your responsibilities. You are being held by the darkness, and you are yielding to it beautifully and completely. You are the snailfish now, drifting in the trench of your sleep. Your body is soft, your mind is soft, your spirit is soft. There is nothing to resist.
Nothing to push against.
The weight of the ocean above you is a comfort, a confirmation that you are safe, that you are held, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Breathe in this softness. Breathe out the last remnants of rigidity. With every exhale, feel yourself becoming more gelatinous, more fluid, more perfectly adapted to the peaceful pressure of your rest. You have shed the hard shell of the day. You have let go of the swim bladder of your ego, the thing that kept you buoyant and fighting on the surface. Here, at the bottom, you can finally stop fighting.
You can finally just be.
Soft, gentle, and free. The snailfish is the ruler of the abyss because it has mastered the art of surrender. And tonight, in the deep, dark trench of your sleep, you are its willing student. So surrender, yield, become soft, become gentle, become the peaceful, gelatinous ruler of your own restful domain. And if you are still awake, we will soon discover the oases of warmth in the deep, the hydrothermal vents. But if you have already become the snailfish, soft and fluid and perfectly at peace in the crushing, beautiful dark, then your journey is complete. Just drift here, the gentle ruler of your own abyss. Sleep well. We have learned the power of yielding to the pressure, of finding strength in softness. But now we will discover that even in this world of eternal chill, there are hidden sanctuaries of warmth. So let a gentle internal warmth begin to glow within you. Let it spread slowly, comfortably.
Because we are about to visit the hydrothermal vents.
The slow, rhythmic pulse of the vents creating isolated warm water gardens in the cold. For miles in every direction, the abyss is a constant, near-freezing 2 degrees Celsius. It is a stable cold embrace. But here, at the seams of the Earth, where tectonic plates pull apart, the planet itself breathes. Seawater seeps down through cracks in the ocean crust, deep into the superheated mantle below. It is warmed to extreme temperatures, becoming enriched with minerals, and then is forced back up, jetting out from tall, chimney-like structures called smokers. This is not a violent volcanic explosion. From the perspective of the deep sea, it is a slow, rhythmic exhalation. The superheated water, which can reach over 400 degrees Celsius, meets the near-freezing water of the abyss. But it does not instantly mix. Instead, it creates a shimmering, hazy plume of warm, mineral-rich water that rises from the smoker like a slow-motion geyser. It is an oasis of warmth in a desert of cold, a gentle thermal breath in the perpetual chill. And within this warm, chemical-rich plume, life flourishes in a way that defies all the rules we have learned so far. This is an ecosystem not built on sunlight, not on the gentle rain of marine snow, but on the Earth's own internal heat and chemistry. The foundation of this entire community are not plants, but bacteria. Billions upon billions of them. They perform a miracle called chemosynthesis. They use the vent's chemicals, like hydrogen sulfide, as their energy source, just as plants use sunlight. They are the farmers of the deep, cultivating life with the planet's own breath. Around these vents, life gathers in stunning, tranquil abundance. Most magnificent are the giant tube worms. They stand in great clusters, their white, chitinous tubes reaching meters high, their tops crowned with a beautiful red plume. They have no mouth, no gut. Inside their bodies they host vast colonies of these chemosynthetic bacteria. The worms provide a home. The bacteria provide all the nourishment. It is a perfect, peaceful symbiosis, a quiet partnership that allows them to thrive in the warm, drifting plume. There are also vast fields of clams, their shells as white as snow, nestled together in the warm sediment. Pale, blind shrimp cluster on the sides of the smokers, grazing on the bacterial mats that coat every surface. The entire scene is one of serene, concentrated life. A garden in the dark, watered not by rain, but by the warm,
mineral-rich breath of the earth. There is no competition for sunlight, only a quiet,
communal sharing of the warmth and the chemical wealth. The vents themselves are not permanent. They are born, they live for decades or centuries, and then they go quiet as the geological forces shift. When a vent dies, the warmth fades, the chemical soup dissipates, and the oasis slowly goes cold. The tube worms, the clams, the shrimp, their community fades with it. But their larvae are carried on the currents, tiny specks of hope drifting through the dark, waiting to find the next warm, pulsing breath from the earth, to settle and begin the quiet cycle once more. As you rest now, imagine this gentle, rhythmic pulse, not as a violent eruption, but as the earth's own slow, steady heartbeat. Feel a similar gentle warmth beginning to glow in the center of your own chest. It is not a feverish heat, but a comfortable, soothing warmth, like a single, perfect sip of warm tea spreading through your body. This is your personal hydrothermal vent, your own internal oasis of warmth in the cool darkness of the night. Let this warmth pulse slowly, in rhythm with your breath. With every inhale, draw this warmth a little deeper. With every exhale, feel it spreading outwards to the tips of your fingers, to the soles of your feet, bringing a soft, comfortable heat to your entire body. The eternal chill of the deep is still present, but you are now nestled in your own private, warm water garden, safe and content. Your thoughts can be like the gentle, drifting shrimp grazing peacefully on the warmth. Your sense of self can be like the giant tube worm, standing tall and quiet, hosting a peaceful, symbiotic relationship with the stillness of the night. There is no need to seek. Everything you need is right here, in this warm internal plume. You are connected to the planet's own gentle pulse. The same forces that warm the deep-sea vents are a part of you, a deep, geological rhythm of life and warmth. You are not separate from the Earth. You are a part of its warm, living heart. So, rest in your oasis. Breathe in the warmth. Breathe out the cold. You are in a garden of your own making, a sanctuary of soft heat in the vast, cool, and peaceful abyss of sleep. And if you are still awake, we will soon explore the cold seep communities where life unfolds over centuries. But if the gentle, rhythmic pulse of your internal vent has already lulled you into a warm, deep rest, that is perfect. Just stay here in your oasis and sleep well. We have explored a world that seems so distant, so alien. But now we will turn our gaze inward. We will discover that the greatest secret of the deep sea is not that it is far away, but that it is already a part of you. So bring your awareness into your own body. Feel the life within you, because we are about to connect to the deep sea through the water and salts that flow through your very veins. You are, first and foremost, a creature of water. Your body is a vessel for an internal ocean. Over 60% of who you are is not solid matter, but liquid. This is not mere water. It is a saline solution, a personal sea, held within the fragile container of your skin. The water in your cells, your blood, your tears. It is the same water that fills the ocean trenches, that cradles the glass sponge, that buoys the vampire squid. The same H2O, the same magical molecule of life. Now think of your blood. Its taste is salty, unmistakably so. The salinity of your blood, the concentration of sodium, potassium and chloride, is almost exactly the same as the primal ocean of Earth's early history. It is a recipe preserved for billions of years. When you cry, you weep an ancient sea. When you sweat, you exude a miniature ocean. Your body has never forgotten its original home. The sea within you is a living fossil, a direct inheritance from the time when all life was ocean life, a memory carried in every pulse of your heart. Every beat of your heart is a wave, pushing this internal ocean through the intricate, branching canals of your arteries and veins. These are your personal currents, your own Gulf Stream and Kuroshio, carrying warmth and oxygen and life to the farthest shores of your body, to your fingertips, to your toes. The rhythm of your heart is the tide of your being, a soft, persistent rhythm against the shore of your ribs. And the pressure you feel, the weight of the day, the burden of thought, it is not so different from the pressure of the deep. Your body is under its own constant internal pressure, the pressure of your blood, a force that keeps this inner ocean flowing. You do not fight this pressure. Like the snailfish, you are in perfect balance with it. It is the force of your own life, the quiet, internal embrace that holds you together. The cells that make up your body are themselves tiny, aquatic worlds. Each one is filled with cytosol, a saline fluid, and is bound by a lipid membrane, a delicate, oily film that holds the inner sea intact, just as the skin of the ocean's surface holds the great seas. Within each cell, microscopic processes unfold in a liquid universe, a silent, bustling world as complex and mysterious as any deep-sea vent community. As you lie here, resting, you are not separate from the deep sea we have been exploring. You are carrying a piece of it with you always. The calcium in your bones was once dissolved in an ancient ocean, absorbed by plankton, consumed by fish, and now it gives you structure. The iron in your blood, which carries the very breath of life, was forged in the heart of a long-dead star and delivered to a primordial Earth, where it dissolved in the early seas, and now it courses through you. You are not just visiting this story. You are a part of its continuous billion-year narrative, so feel it now. The deep sea is not out there. It is in here, in the quiet dark space of your body. You are your own abyssal plane. You are your own midnight zone. The worries that drift through your mind are like marine snow in your personal sea. They may be there, but they are not the ocean itself. The ocean is vast and deep and fundamentally, unshakably calm. Breathe in and draw the memory of the ocean into your lungs. Breathe out and release any sense of separation. You are not a land creature trying to imagine the sea. You are a sea creature resting for a while on the land. Your body knows this. It has always known this. Let your internal ocean settle now. Let the currents of your blood slow to a deep, restful flow. Let the waves of your heartbeat become gentle, lapping rhythms on a quiet shore. Feel the ancient saline truth of your body.
You are water.
You are salt. You are pressure and peace. You are the deep sea dreaming. There is no more need to journey outward. You have found the deep sea, and it has been you all along. So rest in this knowing you are home, and if you are still awake, we will listen to the ocean's constant breath one final time. But if this truth has settled into your cells, and you are now resting in the profound peace of your own deep sea body, then your journey is complete. Sleep well. I am so deeply glad you have journeyed this far, all the way to the profound discovery that the deep sea is not just around you, but within you. We have traveled from the sunlit surface to the trench's core, and now it is time to listen. Not to my voice, but to the rhythm that underpins it all. So let your awareness expand one last time to encompass everything we have felt. Because this is the ocean's constant breath. From the very beginning, we sank into the twilight gateway, a world of soft blue gloom. We witnessed the first silent sparks of bioluminescence, a language of cold, gentle light in the dark. We followed the largest migration on Earth, a slow, tidal pulse of life rising and falling with the unseen sun. We learned from the jellyfish, drifting forever without effort, and from the creatures of glass, who found safety in transparency. We felt the weight of 1,000 atmospheres, not as a crush, but as a deep, silent embrace. We synchronized our hearts with the slowest heartbeats in the world, the gentle, energy-conserving rhythm of the grenadier and the Greenland shark. We saw that the deep sea's true color is not black, but a living, resonant blue. We waited with the patient anglerfish, a fisherman with its own tiny star, and we drifted with the vampire squid, a gentle phantom in a garden of detritus. We watched the endless snowfall, the peaceful manna that feeds the abyss, and we marveled at the giants of the deep, whose size is a testament to profound stillness. We felt life move in slow motion, from the crawl of the sea pig to the centuries-long growth of deep-sea corals. We rested in the world of eternal chill, a constant, stable cold that preserves and stills. We saw glowing footprints on the seafloor, fleeting messages written in light and then erased by the dark. We descended into the trenches, Earth's deepest canyons, and found not terror, but ultimate quiet and isolation. There, we met the snailfish, the gentle, gelatinous ruler of the abyss, who taught us the power of yielding completely. We visited the hydrothermal vents, oases of warmth where the earth breathes a slow, rhythmic plume, and the cold seeps where life unfolds over centuries from a steady chemical sigh. We contemplated the patina of age, the 1,000-year lives of glass sponges,
And we finally came home to the most beautiful truth of all, that our own bodies are deep sea bodies,
carrying an ancient internal ocean, and now
As we bring this journey to a close, you can feel it.
The sum of all these parts, the slow, rhythmic, and eternal pulse of the deep ocean. It is not one single thing. It is the combined rhythm of it all. It is the gentle pulse of the jellyfish bell, is the slow beat of the grenadier's heart. It is the steady
Fall of marine snow. It is the patient exhalation of the cold seep. It is the warm,
rising plume of the hydrothermal vent. It is the immense,
silent press of the pressure. It is the cool,
constant blue of the water. This is the ocean's breath.
in and out.
Slow and deep, a rhythm that has continued for billions of years, long before we arrived, and one that will continue for billions more, long after we are gone. It is the background rhythm of the planet, the heartbeat of the world. And tonight, your body has synchronized with this rhythm. Your breath has become the ocean's breath. Your heartbeat has become the deep sea's heartbeat. Your mind has become the dark, quiet, and peaceful abyss. There is no longer a separation between you and the deep. You are floating in it, and it is flowing through you. The journey is over because you have arrived. You are home, so now it is time to let the voice go, to let the words dissolve like a bioluminescent spark fading back into the dark. There's nothing more to learn, nothing more to imagine.
Only to be the deep sea.
To breathe its constant breath. Listen now, not to me, but to the silence between the waves,
To the peace in the pressure.
to the stillness in the slow motion. Let your breath be the only thing you are aware of. The ocean breathing in,
And the ocean breathing out in. And out, slow and deep. The twilight gateway is closing now.
the last silent sparks are fading. The giants are resting. The snowfall is settling. The trench is holding you. Your deep sea body is at peace. The ocean breathes in.
And out. You are safe. You are still. You are the deep good night.